Okay. All right. So each year, also each month and each day and each hour is also has its own animal. And um, what it allows us to do is sometimes to identify, even there's so many people are born in the same year, but we are different expressing ourselves, different making decisions. So the hour, the day, and the month also makes a significant role in characteristics of how you express yourself. And that's why we consult and do the consultations with the Ziwei Doshu astrology that I use in Feng Shui, and I use also um, in just identifying the capacity of the human being. So, speaking of the Yin Wood Snake, with this amazing surprise earlier just now, um, snake has to have ability to be patient, and snake has to be also be extremely flexible. So the awareness that the snake generates by another feature that snakes don't have eyelids, has eyes all 24/7 are all the time are open. And this mystical character has absolutely full connection to its its groundiness. Basically, snake with no hands, with no feet, is continuously grounded, continuously connected to the pulse of the land. We don't see snakes like left and right, like dogs or horses or, rats or other animals. So it's very introvert, intimate, um, discreet. But at the same time, when it steps out, when we are noticing a snake in the nature, we might find a very different reactions, right? So it's there, and it's always, most of the time it creates fear. But what is the fear? Fear of unknown. So with the wood and a fire element combined, this particular year is also gives you the stimulus to be to step into the leadership position, to be more proactive, more stepping in the unknown, but with the sense of certainty. Why? Because also in the nature, especially if you are walking the grounds in the spring, in the summer, when the snakes are right in the spotlight of the really nice rock and like sunny side up, you see, it doesn't move. We as a, let's say if I walk the trail and I see the snake, I walk around. Snake not necessarily, it's just very, afraid. It not necessarily will give the way. But at the same time, when we need how to say, flexibility is another a key element for this particular year. We have to be extremely flexible. I also look at the snake as almost like it's just a head and a neck. And that is where our ability to be in the community and working together becomes extremely important. So alliance is here because snakes are good with the other snakes. They do create clusters. So if you had an opportunity to identify yourself with a certain groups or certain ideology group, this is a perfect year to collectively, how to say, to even enhance these relationships even deeper, because those will be the key elements. It's who we can ask to delegate things, or who we can ask to partner with. Snakes will allow, and especially with these new partnerships. So wood chi is newness. Yin chi is something that you already, your gut feeling, you have your intuition. Snakes are excellent at reading the environment. It's almost like a people x-ray machines, I call, because when they screen the crowds, they know who to attract, who to connect to, where to go, who to talk to. It's important. As a compatibility and a conflict, all every sign like snake is in opposition to a pig character this year. So it not necessarily means it's bad. I definitely don't want to say it's bad. Nothing to, it's not good or bad. It's just a chi. They're very opposite. They're different. Pigs in nature is water. It's easygoing. It's super flexible and kind of adaptable, but also who changes its flavor, like from very intense and working opportunities to relax in their PJs and kind of totally like a home, like homemakers. They're so to the opposite to the snake. Snake is more introvert. It's not a really direct people person, but this particular year, the wood chi changes the qualities of the snake. Oh, I want to mention also about the trinities, the triangles of the rooster, ox, and snake. That is the triangle that is like very fortunate. All the rooster signs, ox, and um, and the snake, as in the trinity to create another auspice that is beneficial this year. So speaking for the first animal in a Chinese kind of in the sequence of the 12 animals is a rat. I don't know how many how many rats are here at the on the call. But what rat is by nature, rat is very analytical. It's has a good opportunity to like a reset. Last year, Year of a Dragon for the rats was definitely a way to go, be in the spotlight, be very productive, seeking out to their already collective minds. And this particular year, rat continues that momentum, but differently. What changed? Well, rat is also a food to the snake. If rats are erratic and if they are kind of moving too much or too fast, that also could irritate the snake, especially irritating the snake during the winter. We do not want to be too fast, too pushy, too kind of rattling. It's not timely. We don't want to upset the sleepy snake. So the rats have to be conscientious as well at the very beginning of this year. And it's more also to other signs, except the ox. And for rats this year, the focus could be to transform rats as a good leaders, as a team players. You are always a team player. This is a great year to think about a career, to also have opportunities for opportunities for growth, and it is a great year for personal relationship because rats like to be a pack animals. So for their communicating and connecting and repeating their cycle or going back to what they know or finding the new venues, it's both ways very supportive to the rat. I just I closed my notes. I'm gonna reopen my notes. So next animal side is the ox. And for the ox, this particular year, if the last year was more like preparing, it's almost like it was no point last year during the Year of a Dragon to plow through the walls or going to be very persistent, and because it was really it was the year to rest for the oxes. Then this year is completely different. This year, the energy of the ox, it becomes, because it's already it's patient by nature. It doesn't have to be more patient. So the energetical patterns of the snake allows the ox to express its nature as a being patient, waiting, consistent. But there's a big difference. It's not as flexible. So by adding the quality of the snake year to the ox, let's say to the very rigid spine, snake will give this opportunity to for the oxes to be more flexible, more rational. So relationships are becoming also very important. I mean, to all the signs this year, relationships will be significant, especially if you can the bring yourself to like a spotlight. And oxes are usually reluctant to that. So the wood element and the fire element for the earth as an ox, like the dynamic, it brings a stability, it brings enormous encouragement. So as long as you are strong in your will, you have a great opportunity to succeed and lead and support. That's very important. So I would love to have more oxes as a friends this year, because it creates this like a very steady, supportive field. Tigers, those who are tigers, you remember the tigers are this with the stripes, and the inner element of the tiger is wood chi. So how does that plays out for, you know, in a setting with the tigers? Tigers have a ability to, when they can stay patient, especially when they are very hungry. Okay, so the same way, there's some similarity between the energy of the tiger and energy of the snake. We have to find where's the fine line of this compatibility. Compatibility, or adopting the energy for the snake, for tiger, is patience. That's it wants, because when the tigers are hungry, they know when to leap for the gazelle. They know when to, like, there's only one strike and then it sits. So this opportunity for tigers will be a really significant during the month of the April, May, June. Why? Because if you have a nice restful winter and survived that and has a full of ideas and energetically, like knowing maybe some plans that you've been working on and lining it up like internally, like maybe like hiding it, then this particular year allows you to bring this information, to bring either the book, the art, these ideas into the light, to the light, and with some sense of flexibility. So we can kind of keep the hidden element of it, of the tiger, but at the same time allow it to manifest, especially this year. So take advantage of the spring and take advantage of the September. Rabbits. Well, rabbits are even they're so intuitive. They love they always love to their certain secure circle of their relatedness to the other animals. They always love to be kind of the double sure. I feel and go by the feeling. So this is where the snake quality of meditative snake or imagination of the rabbit might combine together very successfully. So the snakes, they're the rabbit's way of looking at the situation from the using the snake energy this year will be developing in developing their intuition and expanding emotion, like allowing the emotionality also to kind of expand and grow with it. So there's a lot of ways to communicate where the energy of the rooster, which is opposite to the rabbit, sometimes being like, precisely applying things. Rabbits like to have a little bit of the emotional connection to it. It's like, well, why do you think this way? How you feel about this thing? So there will be a lot more feeling added to anything that they communicate or what they build. Networking is the key. Again, as it for the other elements, the networking for the rabbit chi is a crucial. Those who are energy levels are depleted for the rabbits, the paranoia, that would add, more, I would say, negative aspect, because they will be more withdrawal and fear of change. Where this particular year, the wood energy is actually giving the opportunities to become the leaders, to step out of something that is not like stepping out of their comfort zone, and taking this opportunity will be a great way for the rabbits to go through the year. So networking and strengthening the bonds with others is the key. So dragons. So when I look at the year of a dragon in which was 2024, and we're still in a few days in the year of a dragon, no surprises there. Snake becomes almost like a tail. So for dragons, the year does not really stop. So as it started on January of 2024, it continues until the February of 2026. Why? Because all the mass of projecting, the energetical projection of like a being forceful, being innovative, being loud, being proud, but as long as at service to others. So dragon brings this quality of chi that is the taking the momentum and continue flawlessly, flexibly, like like a river flows and breaks the banks. That's the dragon just moves forward with its leadership qualities. Highly recommend. Continue what you have started. Changing minds rapidly might hurt you, but if you have a business or a project that you have started already in the past year, this is a fantastic opportunity to bring it to fruition, to bring it to conclusion. So snakes itself, typically they say that year of a snake for a snake might not be the best. I disagree with that. So snakes are in alliance and could be a collectively mingling and supporting, and but maybe these are the secret circles that the snake sometimes embodies. So I'm looking at my notes again a little bit. Sorry. Oh, the other interesting aspect, your relationships is for snakes and forthright relationships with the horse energy. Like moving forward, the same story, how the snake became one of the 12 animals, a zodiac sign, and kind of came as a first before even horse. It was because it traveled to when all 12 animals were selected, and whoever first will arrive, snake actually curled around the hub of the horse. And when the horse arrived, snake was the first before horse that crossed the threshold to meet and greet the Buddha. So that was a cute story that I found. Is like, how come the snake has it? So it has its own way to also be secretive and find a way and be patient. Again, use the timing for snakes. April, May, June. Very important, very satisfying, very ambitious timing. So if you plan in advance, especially now, not being pushy, but if you plan in advance how you're rolling out your, let's say, projects or business or investments, then be patient with that and allow that to take place within the spring of the end of the spring, summer. Horse is the shining star, very dynamic, and it's exactly if the horse can be a little bit patient at the beginning of the year, just about now. So not to be too forceful, especially if you are exhausted from the previous year, because in some extent year of a dragon for horse was like a more like a doer that's actually achieving way more than you were committing to and achieving it everything. So this year, having a stronger no and not overloading with the projects that maybe not in your alliance, that will be very important. So to bring the energy and ability to plow through is still be determined and fast and furious as the horses are, and especially in socializing, creating again connections and projects together, but don't overcommit to too many. Okay, because at the time, because the snake horse is also very competitive, and the snake might not, if you are not part of the, say, secret group, then the horse might be disappointed as well. So be mindful of how aggressive maybe you approach certain projects or certain people, but embody the way the snakes do. Observe, pause, sometimes lower your voice, and then horse become again on the spotlight. So use the snake, otherwise snake's going to be always be poor first. Goats. The goats are very interesting. As you know, by nature, goats are love the harmony, love the peacemaking, all the way around. The goat's energy is this particular year is a peacemakers, as always, diplomats, as always. But there's also is one of the animals that we got chosen to be sacrificed. Goats might not like the energy of snake only if you are at the moment depleted and shy. If you almost like not believing it that you may do or can do something new, something something that you've never done before. Okay, so this is like if you have your self-talk like eliminating this, but no, maybe I can do, like if there's not enough confidence up front, then goats will lack the spotlight during the year of a snake, because snake itself is intimate and hold back energetically. So the goats have to be more determined, more believing in yourselves, believing that you can do this. It's almost like also celebrating even the small achievements. That becomes very, very important. So small steps. Goats might also find the snake eye point or viewpoint critical. This is where please take your constructive criticism more, take the criticism more to your benefit, like you learn from, if there's mistakes, you learn from your mistakes. Don't feel that like you're losing the battle. Okay, so take the lesson as it comes. Monkeys are oh my goodness. Okay, monkeys are the, I would say, holding the luck, has this opportunity, tremendous spiritually as well as financially. This is a great year. Of course, the year is dependent on how the year of a dragon has been. And if the monkeys, I'm a monkey by the year, if the monkey year, the projects you have foreseen and kind of align those in front of you and prioritize, then the year goes really with a maximum success. Monkeys thrive in relationships with the snake, because snake allow monkeys to focus, not to be irrational. They allow the monkey to stay focused on a target, and this skill set will be so important for monkeys also to achieve and to finalize or to come to the conclusion of the project, or gaining the like a completion, especially if this year, using the wood element, monkey uses the ability to use the writing, the speaking, the publishing, going going on social media, and kind of expanding its presence in stepping up the game, but expanding with a certain certainty and ambitious. It's a great year. Roosters are also in Trinity with the year of a snake, like as a reminder, snake, rooster, ox. That's a trinity. Roosters, we know, is always analytical and also prideful, and also some other analogy for the rooster is it's like a phoenix. The shining light, the loving to be on a stage, to announce things, to be vocalizing the ideas and their skills, especially in artistry, especially in arts, music, um, design, jewelry design. It's extremely, the rooster energy is also this year. You're gonna start feeling it. Is also I consider AI. All the tools that the AI provides is between the rooster for the roosters is excellent, and this particular year of the Yin Wood Snake year, gives also for the artificial intelligence kind of as a useful tool, etc. It's kind of like expands and blossoms. So roosters are hardworking, they're diligent, and so wood snake here aroused to strategies what they plan, especially what you strategize in the spring, you bring into the fruition towards the September for sure. So this is a great way to kind of align your timetable for success. And the strength is maintaining your existing connections. Loyal dogs. Okay, I know you've been a puppies. Last year, for you to speak up was a little bit harder because you were afraid to step on the toes of the dragon and be kind of put sent in a corner. So this year, dogs are actually are energetically, because there's a wood energy for the dog, is allows to create the alliances, and especially new potential, new dynamics, and new personal professional life. This also is opportunities. This way of looking at the situation, like especially if you've been in a shadow, if you've been kind of tucked in a corner last year, I encourage you, almost like right with the spring, is to start like a bark, make like show your voice, bring it up front, allow that to communicate. The wood element adds touch of the adaptability to the dog's loyal and diligent nature. Dogs may find it easy to navigate changes and adjust to the new situation. So go dogs. So the new situation, because you are you always know who's your friend that comes in, and you always know who is your enemy. You are kind of loud about it, either with a wagging the tail and being happy as a happy dog, or you're also very protective. So these qualities are very in alignment today, this year, with the year of a snake. And the last but not least, I love the pig. Most protective, the true alchemist of all things is the pig chi, pig energy this year. So I find the alchemy that the snake provides us mysteriously, then the pig alchemy is about what it does within. The pig's nature, to adopt any kind of negative or depleted situation or something that where like you'd have no hope, have a pig as a friend, because pig lightens up the room. So pig comes with this, like, especially just think about the little piglet. uh, the the yin wood element gives also like a little bit of lightness and joy. So, and pigs are very good at talking. Pigs are very good at communicating at all levels. So this is where creating the relationships becomes very easily this year. So I would love to have like a pig character as a in my circle of friends this year, because under the circumstances when we are kind of depleted, or we feel like we need a boost of energy, or maybe we don't want to be in a spotlight, you can ask this very friendly way with a pig chi to transform. The transformation takes very real the feel during the year of a snake. So for the pig to be to create these opportunities, of course, it's already easy to communicate. It's already easy to make relationships. It's already easy to actually maintain the connections and keeping fun, loving, easygoing circles of friends. So that also brings the a kind of a good communicator. But the nuance for this year for the pig is about pigs are very generous. They are loving and generous. So sometimes if your resources, if you start living above your means, then the pig chi, you hurting your kind of resources. So that to be mindful, what are you truly how to say, what do you own? So be just mindful of your resources. Maybe that's will be the final for the animals. Regarding the feng shui, this particular year we have a star 2 in the middle, and that creates the when we want to be more conscientious or cautious in the northeast sector. Those who follow and do yearly salt cures, northeast is where I would like to leave the set up the salt cure with the open lid. The prosperity and abundance this year is actually unique. I find, based on the feng shui, because there's a southeast and south has a star combination 1 and 6. It's naturally already brings the prosperity and abundance. And then we have a star 8 in southwest. But if you would like to do the annual ritual that I suggest with the 8 envelopes, creating the trigram Li, you may do that in the southwest and also in the southeast. And that's the pattern that is creates the Li trigram in feng shui, and that's what we're placing in the southeast. And you can have the red envelopes, place money in each, pick your special number, 18, 27, 54, and that is your offering to the universe. And at the next spring festival, you freely distribute to everyone. And I would like to also ask for continuous support for my little monks Bhutan project. As always, the school has been built, the school is expanding. The kitchen has been built and finalized in 2024 for all the generous donations, and the proceeds of 20% of my proceeds of my consultations continuously are going to Bhutan, to the little monks, and also to my reborn teacher Lu Ming, that's a Sanji Dorje's son, that are in Bhutan, and I support them all the time. Tomorrow is actually little Ming's third birthday, and yeah, happy birthday to that. So practice generosity. Every little bit helps, and you can do through Venmo or through PayPal. There's a link on my website for Little Monks Project. So this year, those who are born in this particular year, the Gua number is 2. And that's more to the Feng Shui. And this is reflection quiz I will be sharing later. And that's for now. Those, I'll leave the microphone open to questions, comments, more specific questions. Those not going to be recorded, so I will be stopping recording, but everything else will be. So